Hi, I'm Ted Cheskey, Manager of Bird Conservation Programs with Nature Canada, and I'm here in Bird Studies Canada's national headquarters in Port Rowan, Ontario, as part of the IBA Canada Committee's annual workshop. And this year we've invited a special guest from south of the border, and it's John Cecil, who's manager of the IBA program for National Audubon. So we finished almost a day and a half of meetings now,
right.
And you've had a chance to meet some of the people around the table and that. What's your impression of the Canadian program?
Well, I'd be dishonest if I didn't say I had some knowledge of the Canadian program. So I've been impressed with where you guys are and where you're going coming into this meeting, and so this meeting has really just reaffirmed a lot of my expectations and understanding about how things are progressing here, which is it's very encouraging, very exciting, and it parallels the work that we're doing in the U.S. Very closely, I think.
Good.
Or we parallel, depending on the perspective.
Yeah, and we share a lot of birds.
That's right, absolutely.
90% of our birds leave, and I think pretty well all of them pass through the United States, and a lot of them stay there as well.
Right.
So how do you think we can work together to on important bird areas to enhance bird conservation?
Well, I think we've got a tremendous number of opportunities in terms of how we can coordinate and collaborate and partner to protect the sites that we've identified. So in the U.S. we have several tiers of IBA categories or site status.
Yeah.
Sites at the global level that are globally significant, which line up very well with the criteria here that are being used, but then also continentally significant IBAs in the U.S. and state-level IBAs in the U.S. So all told, there's more than 2,500 important bird areas in the U.S. So we have spots all over the country that are providing essential habitat for the migrants that are breeding here in Canada. And, I think we just need to spend more time looking at which sites do really match up well, and what are the strategies that we can implement together, and how do we start to measure the bird populations in a way that we can see, are they stable at these sites, or do we need to do some work at these sites, engaging the landowners and land managers to better protect the habitat and ensure that the birds are stabilized at those sites, if not increasing in number.
Yeah.
So there's a lot more in terms of the details that we can be doing with respect to how we engage volunteers at important bird areas, what kind of monitoring protocols we implement at important bird areas, how we measure the activities that we implement at important bird areas, and look at how all that stuff ties together. So on the one hand, it's very complicated, but on the other hand, it's a really great opportunity for us to work together and engage lots of people in conservation activities.
Yeah. Well, it's great that you could come and be part of the meeting, and I'm sure it's going to lead to more collaboration and hopefully make a difference for birds on the ground.
Oh, I completely agree. We spend a lot of time as an organization thinking about how do we connect with our partners, and that's really globally, but certainly within the Western Hemisphere. And there's almost a bias towards thinking about Latin America. Everybody wants to go south. We want to put on some summertime clothes and go see tropical birds, as well as the birds that migrate and winter here, migrate and breed here in the U.S. and Canada. But there's a lot that we can be doing as partners, and a lot of mechanisms and funding sources that we can share with each other and work together on. So in some ways, there may be greater opportunities to work together as partners, the U.S. and Canada, than in other parts of the world. But and not to exclude anything, but just to really emphasize the fact that I think there are a lot of opportunities for Canada and the U.S. to work together, and we need to think more about those.
Yeah, and some people might not know that Nature Canada's roots, actually, we go back far enough. It was Canadian Audubon at one time too. So
lots of Audubon connections, and yet one more.
Kind of brothers.
That's great. That's really good.
Anyways, thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks for doing the little interview.
Oh, absolutely. Great to be here.
Yeah.